What we have here is a Hyundai Santa Fe door. I smacked the body line with a dead blow snap-on hammer so hard that it sent that thing all the way to the back side of the door. Check it out. Look how big that sucker is. Now, I've been training PDR now for a couple months, so I'd like to say I'm a professional already. Okay, not really. But I've been an auto collision technician for 26 years now, and I know a little bit of how metal moves. I just haven't really moved it in the correct way yet to make a dent go away without, body filler and paint and such. So, here we go. Can I get this dent looking like it was never there without the use of body filler, primer, paint, sandpaper, and all that good stuff? Well, you be the judge of it. This job takes me 3 hours. 3 hours. You let me know in the end what you think. I know some of you techs out there that's been doing PDR work for a lot longer than 2 months will probably annihilate this sucker in like 5 minutes, probably. I don't know. But like I said, it took me 3 hours, and I took my time. And yeah, it was actually quite therapeutic. So let me know. That's my VIP tap down right there. And I've been using a plastic tip on the VIP. Later you see that I actually take it off the tap down and I use it on my double bend changeable tip one. Use it for pushing, which is probably a no-no, I think. But hey, I don't have that many PDR tools right now because I'm buying all the good stuff, and the good stuff's expensive. I don't want to go buy that junk from eBay and Amazon. I want to buy the good stuff right off the bat. After 26 years in the collision industry, I realized real quickly that buying cheap junk isn't always the way to go. I've got some tools from back when I was 16 years old that I'm still using today because I bought the good quality stuff and spent the extra money and invested it in myself. So that's what I'm doing with these PDR tools. So you notice I'm tapping down, pushing, tapping down, pushing. That is just the name of this game. Back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes you gotta tap around that dent and make it a little bit bigger to make it smaller, because it doesn't really want to push up too good when you got it all tight, So, and you're gonna see me over pushing. I understand that. You see the little over pusher right there? That's cool though. Right now, if you look, the body line's a little bit crooked because I whacked that sucker hard, kind of pointing down. So I'm thinking, my thought process, it's probably wrong, I don't know. If I push the sides up just a little high, it'll push pressure toward the middle when I'm trying to get the middle up of the body line, because that body line is a pain and it's hard and it did not want to move. So that's what I'm doing there. And it's crazy because there's a lot more detail through this camera than through my eyeballs. I almost want to just do the whole repair looking through the camera because it's got more high definition to it, but that probably won't be such a good idea. Now, I just didn't come up with all this stuff all by myself. I actually just finished up a course with Mike Toledo, just the Ground Zero course on his denttrainer.com. And I'll tell you what, without that course, I would have never been able to get this body line up. I would have been able to get it up, but I would have had to paint it because I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. I knew how to push metal, but I knew how to push metal to get it ready for body filler and primer. But it's a different world now. I'm trying to push metal without breaking paint and get it back to like new condition without all that body filler and paint and such. So watching Dent Trainer, the Ground Zero, actually taught me quite a bit on what tools that I need, how to fix the basics of how to fix and push a deep dent in a body line. There was a body line one in there that was pretty good. One of his kids in there in his class did a body line, which was really good insight on watching that. I learned a ton. I went back and I watched those videos a few different times. Once you pay for the course, you got like a lifetime on that Ground Zero, and there are so many gold nuggets in that course. I highly recommend it to anybody looking at doing PDR work. So it's starting to look pretty good on camera at this angle, but you know, I move my light around quite a bit and it looks really good at one angle, and you move it somewhere else and it's like, oh wow, it's still terrible. So it's a lot of back and forth, moving stuff around and pushing some more. And I'm using a Stucky fog light that's just battery operated. It suction cups onto the panel, which is pretty nice. I'd like to get a work one eventually, but I wanted to figure out if I wanted one with lines or keep using the fog. A friend of mine told me to check the fog one out first, so I went ahead and bought this one. Stucky's a pretty good light. I believe it was, I don't know, between $400 and $500 for this light, but well worth it. Well worth it. It sticks on there pretty good. It's got different settings and you can move it around. You don't it look good? Look, you move that light and you're like, okay, it still looks like hamburger. We better continue on. I've seen in the collision industry, I've seen cars come through our shop that you can tell PDR techs or people that call themselves PDR techs would stop at about this point, you know, where it looked good under certain light, but when you actually look at it, it looks like, I don't know, like when you were in high school and you had the pimples all over your face and such. That's kind of what it looks like, you know, when you don't finish these dents all the way. And believe me, after just an hour or two of messing with this dent, I wanted to call it quits, because this door is a junk door. I'm going to toss it anyway, but so I really don't have nothing to lose on this, except I want this body line looking good. I want the practice. I want to be the best that I can be in PDR, because after slinging mud and paint for all these years, this stuff is completely like therapeutic and different, and it's like another, it's just another, I don't know what you'd call it, just another skill to have. And it's really good, because there's a lot of people up here. We're way up in the northern upper peninsula of Michigan, and there's not many PDR techs, that's for sure, and there's not many techs in general. It's hard to find any service up here, let alone a PDR tech. So I figure if I get this underneath my belt, it'll give me some more opportunities for you know, more work in the future, or just help people out or whatnot. But yeah, so I figure I'll start, you know, by shooting some video on this dent stuff and showing my journey, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and you know, not just the tools. I've actually, you know, it's funny, before I even signed up for my first course, I already bought my PDR van, my mobile van that I'm going to use for my PDR business. That's how motivated I am, you know? It may sound crazy to you, but you watch. By the time I get the van all done, looking pretty and practicing this stuff every day, I utilize this PDR stuff during work now. I got to fix dents anyway. I may as well try to PDR them as much as I can. And a lot of the times the paint's broke and it's really smashed and we're replacing parts, but when I can, I'll use the PDR. Even when the paint's broke, I'll try to PDR it to get it looking, you know, really good. That's my cherry tip on an R4. I'm trying to push out some of these little pits, kind of rounding them out a little bit. I took that cherry tip off for a little while using just the R4, and that'll pinpoint some stuff, but you got to be careful. That will really push up and bust your paint if you're not careful. But anyway, it's really starting to take shape. It's almost like you'd think it's done, then you think I mess it up a little bit more. I mean, it looks like I messed it up a little bit more, which, you know, I probably do. I'm sure a lot of you technicians out there, PDR techs, that's been doing this for years, is probably yelling at me throughout this whole video. No, why you pushing there? And you pushed up too far. Why don't you do this? What kind of tip are you using? Yeah, I don't have that many tips and rods or anything yet. I'm just beginning. I'm about to make a big order because after watching Dent Trainer, Ground Zero, he actually lays out all the tools that he suggests for beginners, for when you're just starting, the tools that he uses most of the time. And that's really good insight, because you can go out and buy yourself $20,000 worth of tools and different kits, different rods and all this, and you're like, oh, I don't even know how to use those, or I don't even know why I bought that, because I don't know when I'll need that. You know, so it's nice to be able to look at what somebody has already done and that's been doing this for years, and just be able to be pointed in the, you know, like cakewalk. You know, back in the day before YouTube and such, you pretty much just had to buy all the tools and make your own tools, but man, now it's like handed to you, everything right online. So it really helps, Now, like I said, I am brand new at this. I've been doing it for a couple months, PDR work, and this is not a training video. I am just showing you how I fix this body line. I've been doing this for 2 months again, and this is not a training video. I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong in the comments if you'd like, because I don't think it should have took me 3 hours to do this body line dent, but it did, honestly. Yeah, and see this, I'm not even so sure what end of this hammer to use, because we didn't really talk much about blending in the course that I took so far, but I'm using my best judgment when it comes to what it looks like. But anyway, I polished it up. I didn't have to sand anything. I didn't have any high spots that I needed to nib out or anything. I just polished it, wiped it off with some mist and shine stuff right here, and let me know what you think. Oh man, is that a thing of beauty or what? That's good. Yeah, that looks nice. Look at that. Ooh. 3 hours right there. 2 months of training. Thanks for watching.